While the exact order of events during Holy Week is debated by biblical scholars, this timeline that we go through represents an approximate outline of the major events of most holy days on the Christian calendar. Follow along with the steps of Jesus Christ from Palm Sunday through Resurrection Sunday, exploring the major events that occurred on each day. Day 3. On Tuesday, Jesus goes to the Mount of Olives. On Tuesday morning, Jesus and his disciples returned to Jerusalem. They passed the withered fig tree on the way, and Jesus spoke to his companions about the importance of faith. Back at the temple, religious leaders were upset at Jesus for establishing himself as a spiritual authority. They organized an ambush with the intent to place him under arrest, but Jesus evaded their traps and pronounced harsh judgment on them, saying, "Blind guides! For you are like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones and all sorts of impurity. Outwardly, you look like righteous people, but inwardly, your hearts are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness. Snakes, son of vipers, how will you escape the judgment of hell?" It's found in Matthew 23, 24 to 23. Later that afternoon, Jesus left the city and went with his disciples to the Mount of Olives, which sits due east of the temple and overlooks Jerusalem. Here, Jesus gave the Olivet Discourse, an elaborate prophecy about the destruction of Jerusalem and the end of the age. He speaks, as usual, in parables, using symbolic language about the end times events, including his second coming and the final judgment. Scripture indicates that this Tuesday was also the day Judas Iscariot negotiated with the Sanhedrin, the rabbinical court of ancient Israel, to betray Jesus. That's found in Matthew 26, verses 14 to 16. After a tiring day of confrontation and warnings about the future once again, Jesus and his disciples returned to Bethany to stay the night. The tumultuous events of Tuesday and the Olivet Discourse are recorded in Matthew 21, 23 to 24, verses 51. Mark 11, verse 20 to chapter 13, verse 37. Luke 20, 1 to chapter 21, verse 36. And John chapter 12, verse 20 to 38. So as you take time to reflect, I ask you to think about your appearance. Have we put a better face forward than what we have on the inside? Would Christ look at us and know that from the inside out we look the same, or is there a large difference that we're trying to hide or cover up? Christ asks us to be authentic, to be real, to be humble even. And so I ask you to reflect on that.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Oh, the Lord has promised good to me. His word my hope secures. He will my shield and portion be, as long as life endures. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Amen, 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 amen.